Save. Camera working good. Chat. See if this works. I haven't streamed all year actually. I mean, last stream I did was Ascension. Hello, we're here. Sorry, we are a little bit behind, but we could skip certain sections to catch up. I just want to make sure that we got the start. There we go. I'll see if I can get Ooh, what's falling off the chair now? Oh, what was it? Yeah. Oh. No, that's good. Yeah. This. Oh, there we go. Hello. Yeah, sorry about the late start, but we'll watch through the game and then just put it as live, so we get less of a break between maps. I'll also see if I can get Vitas from Haribo or Bodoc, seeing as he's in chat. We'll go from there. Fucking late. Hey, missed games. Okay, Aussie's just got 2. The Paranoia is actually really nice as well from the Omen. Harambe's got 2. Also, there's a player called Harambe. I think Yari I knew the player names from, but VLR doesn't have it updated for some reason for Yantoko. So, yeah, all good. Maybe I should make little texts thingies of which team's which. We'll do that at some point. I mean, there's 3 days worth of games. Who's your go-to for this game? Literally, I watched a bit of like the watch party stuff from Hazard and stuff, but this I've not really seen too much of. I'd probably say Yari. I think like I looked at the maps that they were picking, like they were choosing stuff like Bind. They were like going for very like meta comps, but being pretty dominant with some wins. So I think Lotus is a really important map because this is a map that both these teams have won all of their games on and also been playing consistently. Lotus Bind. I don't know if Bind, unless Spodok put it in chat, I don't know if Bind's in it. I just said like that's something that one of the teams at least has been playing a lot of. Dima is Turkish Kaiko. Oh. I mean, even then, like, a lot of the players in this series, at least, I'm not that familiar with at all. Lotus Binders, Sunset. Okay, gotcha. Sunset as a third map would be really good.
30 seconds left.
Right, so 5v4. Yari won the pistol. Dima's got another one. I mean, it's, yeah, the last player was Toba all the way down there. Interesting that it's the Fade that was played so far back. Joined the Discord so fast. Yeah, it's an old Discord, like when I used to do a lot of Borderlands 3 stuff. But seeing as we were watching a lot of China, there's a little bit of a community in there. Good group of people. Anything interested wise? No, not really. Dima's not that far away from having a showstopper, but he's not going to have it for this. Bonus is 3 bulldogs, 2 sheriffs. Toba actually has to pick up a bulldog too. But yeah, in regards to like favorites for this one, I have no idea. Like, but that's why I was like keen on doing a watch party, right? It's more of a, I don't know these teams, so I want to watch them. One way didn't quite work for Waken. He still did the second time though, that's pretty good. Ianto and Co are moving over towards C, but it feels like this is sort of like the bonus round plan. Like aggression on A main. Let me get Epic Pen up actually. Aggression on A main, push them into the Cypher Viper. It's also old map pool, no outlaw, but new maps and new agent changes. Okay, yeah, Aussie is just going to 4K them easily. Pretty perfect, honestly. It was one of those ones that's like the general plan was set up and it didn't need to change at all. Like Aussie just got a good timing and nobody was really checking it. Right, usual combo. Got the Omen on top of Rubble as well. One thrown in.
There.
This all works, right? Color's good. I imagine Aussie's quite close to having Viper's Pit at this rate. One more kill and he has it, which would be really good for round 5.
One enemy remaining.
Yanto on Viper feels so wrong. What does he usually play? Because I know like the comps. Because I was like, is anybody playing any spicy stuff? And the answer is generally no. Like they both play the Fnatic comp on this map. They play Cypher on Bind. They play Cypher on Ascent, one of these teams. Iantos is a nice, nasty duelist. Is it Iantos or Ianto? Because it's Ianto in game, but it's Iantos and Co. team name, right? I'm not being silly with that. What would you consider a spicy pick? Depends on the map. For Lotus, no Viper Breach. Maybe a bit of Cypher, especially because the map's been changed recently. Like, this wasn't a thing before. Like, you could do some really nice, like, Cypher traps instead of playing the Killjoy. That's just... It's pronounced Yanto. Okay. Yeah. I had a sausage roll today. We just literally came back from Greg, so... in good company.
Here, alarm bot down. Right there.
Yanto and Co is pretty much 4 duelist mains. Ah, the Paper X approach. Gotcha. I mean, it's...
Careful.
not really finding the openings now. Well, at least some big ultimates coming online. Showstopper for either side. You've got Nightfall, Nightmare, Nightfall. Viper's Pit, obviously, for Aussie.
I dropped the spike.
Do we know who the observer is? It's Haribo. The one and only. Your mum loves a good sausage roll. You're really trying to fit in with the amount of Brits that are probably in this chat. Sarah.
30 seconds.
Who you got for this game? It's the first experience I have for watching either of them, so I know that this is like the swing map because both these teams are playing it a lot. So right now it's looking very good for Yari. 2 big ultimates used 13 seconds before the plant. Like, you can do it safe now. Doesn't feel like there's going to be much of a response. And they actually do catch the fade just from the showstopper last second. Demo gets 2. Gets a second nade for that. Aussie actually gets 1 through the smoke. 1v2. This not quite doable when Dima's hitting shots like that. I'm not going to say raise diff. I think that's a bit mean. Because I think Harambe did great getting that first kill. But if Dima gets 2 with the ult and then 2 afterwards, it's a really good look. Aussie's 10-1. He still has his Viper's Pit. He's doing the Viper wall actually towards C now. Where's he looking to play? Are they going to push 4? A main? So usually you'd have like the Viper's Pit, you might like put it here and then have the Killjoy rotate over, but no, they're even like snake biting this as well. Like they're adding more and more util to fighting for this space.
Bring them down.
All right, Harambe gets 2. I mean, this should be the first round now for Yantonko. Yari's been practicing a lot more. I like it's just become a copy paste, and it's probably like a very valid thing.
Player standing.
Well, I mean, the aim is just one out here. It's really interesting that they're playing like the fade so far back.
Spike planted.
They usually you'd sort of do this with the Killjoy because you could just have the alarm bot here and then play Rubble and peek off of it. But I guess fade you could probably throw like a lot of good lineups on top from here. The other thing you sort of lose out on is like throw the Prowler this side, but I might have used them all at that point. Mods, yeah, we don't have mods, but that's going in the bin. We have mods, they're just not. Doing it on my own. There you go. It's a copy pasta, but it's relatively accurate. It's good.
My ult is ready.
Wait, what about that part? Yari's been doing some amazing scouting. I mean, this defensive aggression is really good. Is there going to be any follow-up here, realistically? I mean, there doesn't need to be, because they're still just pushing out and fighting. So they lose Yanto. So it means they lose the Viper wall, so they're really not keen on fighting that anymore, despite the fact that Harambe got 1, and it's 4v4. They're going towards Aussie, which I think he's now like 12-1. Or 2. I think he's died twice now. Also, Chinook is a very cool username.
30 seconds left.
Was it Chinook?
Last player standing.
Awkward fight with the Astra. He did get the kill, but Fez has got free in the trade. They're pulling it back. I mean, I still think 5... I don't know what the general skew is going to be with, like, new Lotus and how attack or defend decided it's going to be now. But I think 5 rounds of defense is still pretty damn good. So even if we do see Yanto and Co. like show up a bit more,
Bring them down.
these two teams still losing up in qualifiers. The single of them wasn't it? So they can't have. Just the Yeoman over here. Surely they clear him out. Yeah, just TP away. I mean, the corner here now is good for that, but still a little bit iffy timing-wise. Got 3 defenders over here already. Lockdown. Beamer's just in a good spot. Yanto doesn't expect him. Nade is good. Aussie dies, but to be fair, he's not really going to get out of that site at that point. So 4v4. Harambe gets another one. He has a showstopper too. So now that 4v4 has just turned into a 4 versus 2 before the spike's even planted. Doesn't even really need to use the showstopper at this point. Hey, Sido. Oh, you mean didn't lose a map in open qualifiers? I thought you meant like didn't lose a series. Yeah, didn't lose a map is definitely a crazy one. It's best of threes. I mean, gotta say, so far, Polaris decision making has been good. It's hard though. Like, I mean, credit to like Mist and everybody involved because it's a tough challenge. Lower bracket, upper bracket. Yeah, it's double elimination now that we got to the close qualifiers, but it was single elim getting here. Gigas has found the emotes. Some of them need updating. I've had them for so long, I just don't change them. I think Omelette. I'm just gonna call you Omelette. I think most tournaments like around this time are they're playing on 8.0, but they're playing with the old map pools, so there's no icebox. It's still Haven, but no outlaw as well. What's the maps? It is Lotus, Bind, Sunset. Alright, so they get the showstopper kill in. Yanto lurking with the Odin gets another one. Demon's got a showstopper now. 6 bullets though. Oh, he headshot him as well. That's such a good... That was an insane shot. Snare bite was actually really good from Aussie, from where he was too. Not Aussie, Yanto. Alright, timeout for Yari. This has been a fantastic comeback for Yanto, actually. 5-0 down. Is Yari actually taking the first time out? I mean, this gives us an opportunity once this goes in. Thank you, Geekers, for the 1,000 bits. It's a whole different fucking currency, isn't it? Twitch. That could be £100. That could be a quid. I have no idea. But yeah, whilst we have a second because of the timeout, actually we can kind of skip the timeout. Yeah, why am I not doing that? We're a little bit behind anyway. So ta-da! Fast forward in time for you. There we go. So timeout. There's no aggression now from Yari on A main, so they've actually just switched those players around to the other side, tried to push on B and C. This has been a good read from Yanto of just, okay, yeah, there's nobody on A. Not only can we walk up, but we can plant and Viper's Pit on the site.
Spike planted.
But Yari is still getting the kills. Odin's actually sprayed a decent amount of damage onto Dima. He's 40 HP. The corner, again, hasn't been cleared by players. Toba gets 2 before he's traded. 2v2. You still have the Viper's Pit to deal with. Fez doesn't... I don't know if they need to take the fight at that point. They get one, but they get traded. So it's a 1v1 now. Melloware's tinkering down. Has to just sort of spray. There's really not that much time. Yanto gets off at the angle because he wants to snake bite the plant. Gets the kill anyway. Very well played. Got a lot closer than you might expect, I think. Like, Yari did well to make that worthwhile. And bringing it down to a 1v1 clutch when they've just used Viper's Pit on an open site's pretty good, but they need the rounds now. Hey, Saint. Need the Harambe qualification? Yeah, I mean... It's certainly something. I had no idea that the duelist was called Harambe. I mean, it's a great username because it's a good joke, but it's not offensive, you know? Okay, Waken has managed to get 2 despite being Nightfall. Horn gets destroyed. Waken is still here. There's the wraparound 2. There's a lockdown and a Viper's Pit potentially. I wonder if they could do like a lockdown where the Viper is at the moment. Try to force people back, but is that actively going to do much? Especially when they're on a lower buy, it's probably not worth it.
One enemy remaining.
Still feels wrong if he gets first kill, yeah.
One enemy remaining.
Damage is good. Any guns to pick up, or is it dying to despite time? Died to despite time. Oh man, this is
Last
pretty
round
good so
standing.
far. Pretty neck and neck. Sim Viper Wall, Yari have gone back to the default that they had before, where they're trying to push and fight A main. I wonder what else they said in the timeout. Because outside of just changing where the aggression was coming from, actually haven't fought for it that much. Haven't used a boatload of utility, just broke secret straight away, pushed for B main. So good information to work with. They've got 4 players already over towards C at this rate. But this is like a good adjustment from Yanto too. Just prodding. Raises in a good spot that if anybody's actively trying to watch this, they might just win a duel and make this super chaotic. Prowler's going to get some information. And the Viper Ob's going to go back up for a second. So they've prodded and probed. 55 seconds left. Not really done too much other than grab an orb here. Maybe they grab the orb B as well. Alright, good. Found the alarm bot, broke that. So there's now a lot of question marks over what's going on over here. They've also making sure that the wall and orb kind of get used together. And as soon as this wall goes down, these guys are just going to attack the space a bit more.
30
But
seconds.
isn't any orb on B anymore? On defense? Oh, you mean... yeah. Oh yeah, there isn't. I forget. Sorry, I was thinking Viper Orb for a second. They've read this perfectly on defense.
10 seconds left. Spike down. C.
All right, 6-all at the half. Let me just check everything.
Alarm bot out. Turned out.
Good half, very good half. Why am I must have sitting through this as well. We can skip it forward. Guess it doesn't matter. Right, pretty much the same walls. They don't have the raise attacking for space. Also, the difference being the Astronoma means that they can't like paranoia this and TP across, so they have to be a little bit more locked in on their defense. Actually, having a Killjoy over towards A is pretty good too. Means that for C, it is pretty much just only the Viper holding it here. Alright, if this is fine to the first one. It's a very different style of defense for both teams so far. Like, it was all out aggression for Yari. This time, though, it's a little bit more... You had to take their time finding individual fights and just catching people on the 50-50 angles. Yeah, I think I prefer Omen on this map. I think the Astra is really that it allows you to, if there is pressure C, that you can have the Viper over here, ob this, ob goes down, Astra smoke it. Like, you don't get as restricted into where you're positionally playing, I guess. Which, if this is a team of duelists, isn't a bad shout. But it doesn't matter too much if they're not smoking main now anyway. We can push it up. Okay, 1v3. Some otherwise just doesn't expect Harambe on that angle. Well played from Harambe also as not to over peek and over panic there. Just holds his ground. Should we go back and see the back shot because we don't have replays? Because I did miss it, I think. Oh, I did see it. I just didn't really react to it for some reason. Oh, we're actually now caught up to live, which is good. Like, we managed to make up the difference now. Hey, Gorilla. Brian Central, that's my brother. On my alter ego, I haven't quite decided yet. Surely they cleared this corner. Ianto against an eco is played in... Like, he gets 2, but... Considering you're up against pistols more likely, did you need to be there? They're winning it all. I mean, so they win against the Antico, which is sort of expected, but it definitely got close. Harambe down to 30 HP, going from there. We're going to let this play out. I just need to double check something, so don't go anywhere. I'll let the game play out, BRB.
Planted. Alarm bot out. Last player standing.
Bit of a potential emergency, but it's all turned out to be fine. Ooh, nice shot from Toba. So bonus loses on Yanto and Ko's side, but like they kill 3. It's down to just 2. Anything else interesting going on? Good bonus. Yeah, great bonus. Now, Yoba definitely made it very good for them like towards the end. But it's whether they can follow up on it. I guess the only downside, I suppose, is they have Nightfall on attack now. And I think if Yari, get a good read that they're not playing a Killjoy towards A, it's just the Viper and the Raze. And they're not really putting any Astra Stars there either. Could just send this, especially now that they have the Showstopper. Who do you have winning? It's way too close to call. Like, again, it's like we've seen one half of them and also one map. But like, I think Yari have looked like good fundamentally. I think the difference is that Yari are like just playing as people typically play on this map. But I think like Yanto are doing some interesting stuff. Like Fez is like nobody's really playing off of each other. Like there was a point where the Raze was here opening the door, like everybody was playing solo, but they were still making it worthwhile. And it's just whether that gets counted or not. But this has been a really good post plant for them. They're just nanoswarms, nades. Yeah, great plus plant. Do y'all like the new outlaw gun? I think it's like it's definitely meta defining, but I wouldn't say it's meta changing. I think that's the only meaningful way I can find to describe it. It's like it's gonna have an impact on the game to an extent, but I don't think it's gonna like push the needle in any particular direction, I guess. It'll make Chamber a much more consistent part of comps, I think. Yeah, I mean, I don't think you need to convince pro players more to play Chamber. But I guess I see it as like, it'll be more of an option, sure, but in the same way that playing, I don't know, like Cypher on Haven was an option. Like some teams did it, not everybody. Some teams would try it and then back out of it as soon as it didn't work. Or some teams would just commit to it full time. Like Zeta Division played a lot of Chamber on Lotus last year. Like they might just pick it up and start doing it again, right? But I don't think we'll see like 3 or 4, more like 4 or 5 teams all collectively doing it, but I could be wrong. Hey Mo. Right, scores 8-all. Low by Bulldog. Oh, it's such a perfectly timed peak for Fez's. I think he's a bit unlucky to just get the 1. Like that's such an important trade for Dima. Yantos on the back side. Is anybody going to clear him, or is everybody on Yari just taking it very carefully? Harambe goes down. Yanto gets double peaked. Yeah, good suppressive fire from Aussie. Not over panicking. Still like good damage done with the eco. But I mean, especially with that first peak from Fez's, I could have got a lot more, especially if they lined up. How we doing? Good. It was a little bit like frazzled last minute getting the stream on and done, but overall I think it's a good vibe. It's also because it's been like the first stream of the year for me. I'm a little bit like, how do you even do these streams? Like, you shouldn't really cast them, but I also want to be paying attention to what's going on. I want to check if there's anybody close mound. Nobody's there. Lovely play from Yari. They've sort of realized that Yanto and Co are like trying to push to break this turret, so they just play in behind it and get a kill. Naughty's even trying to get a bit more. Backflip for the first stream. I mean, if the backflip goes the way I expect, it'll probably be my last stream as well. Great pick from Fez's though. I mean, the two low players just get taken down, so that little bit of opportunity, I think, has kind of gone wrong now. I mean, none of them are really... Oh, they did check it, but those are some crazy shots. They let the Omen's TP'd across as well. And they can't use the Omen ultimate to teleport to get the spike. So Fez is just single-handedly won the round for Yanto and Co there. I'm excited though. Like, I think like Polaris is gonna be interesting. It's best of three. Best of three at Steffi. So there's one best of three today. There's two best of threes tomorrow and two best of threes on Sunday. And there's like two streams going on all at once. Shib's Polaris isn't seen as strong compared to other leagues. I think there's definitely like a negative connotation around Polaris at the moment, just with how it's been the last couple of years. But I don't think that's... I don't think that's really an assessment of how good the players and the teams are in the region. It's just how valuable is it for orgs to be a part of UK Nordic with like general clout. Hey Nami, I'm good. It's been a good couple of weeks. I think this would probably be Yanto's pick if I was to guess. Right, so Nightfall's got across. It's hit a lot of players. So now it's just a case of everybody's trying to like get in and fight. Showstop has been used. Not quite heard, so that's why nobody's really reacting, because Nightfall's still happening. They've even dedicated the lockdown on attack, so this makes it very time sensitive. Demon's actually tried to just juke his way out, but the diffuser's stuck anyway. Lockdown doesn't get much. It detains two players, but I think there's going to be one kill. Okay. Yeah, Aussie's farming, Dima's farming. Right, we have a timeout and we're also live now, so we can't skip ahead. Let's see where we are. So, close qualified, this is what it looks like. The other stream is Vexed, Dev, and Ruddy, which is on Kyra's stream and also Yinsu's watch party in that game. I think this one's just me. There might be others, I don't know. So yeah, this is the early game that's happening today. Tomorrow at 2 p.m. GMT, 3 p.m. Central European Time. I don't know which of these games we're doing, but we're doing one of them. And then we've got a 5 p.m. one here, 2 p.m. game, 5 p.m. game here. So quite a lot to be doing. But we have like 6 teams, sorry, 2 qualifying positions. You should check Vexed for Vuddy. Why did I say it like that? I ain't even signed in. I am. I don't know where that conversation was going. 8-11. Don't know. Vexed is losing 11-8. Yeah. I know one of the teams picked a lot of bind. I think it was Yari, so that makes sense. But Yari also did play like 2 or 3 Lotus games. But that's kind of expected, right? I think like Lotus is probably one of the most picked maps at the moment for teams. Like, it's becoming the levels of, like, Ascent Haven popular. Lotus best map along with Sunset. Yeah, I didn't think I'd like Sunset as much as I did. But also, Gorilla, our first experience with Lotus was that fucking neon one-trick streamer that we basically tried to counter by, like, playing KO, Sage, Cypher. We just refused to let him farm clips, but he still managed to farm clips anyway. I didn't realize that Hazard was streaming that as well, because I was like, this guy's, we were playing some, like, neon one-trick streamer from, like, LATAM. And I didn't realize that Hazard was streaming, but I was just shit-talking this guy. I was like, this guy is an asshole. Like, let's not let him farm aces. Let's not let him have fun. And then he takes those clips and puts them in his YouTube video anyway. The funny part was, I didn't get any blowback from his, like, community or anything like that, because my username was Brian. So I don't think they knew who it was. If it was Ryan, and I put Ryan Central, then I might have a lot of, like, death threats on Twitter. But because I put Brian, I don't think anybody could locate me. Yeah, we were on Sage, Cypher, KO, Breach, and I think Astra, maybe. And we just sat in spawn and killed him when he pushed us. I'm going to have to, like, Gorilla, if you could find it, wherever it might be, it'd be so good. But yeah, it was so infuriating. I didn't mean him to get all of the receipts and then just put it in his videos anyway. C's is really good onto Aussie. He's kind of stuck. He's still trying to fight. Just gets sprayed through in the end. Chinook can't quite get across. Good aggression from Yanto and co. 5v3. Pretty much an open C site, but this should be a good post plant. It also raises the question, with the new C site on Lotus, how easy is it to retake in comparison to before? Ryan became Brian and no one could find him. Master of Disguise. Yeah, I'd like to think that I was going to say he'd have glasses and a mustache like a typical disguise, but I mean, I guess it'd be, maybe I'm Brian. I'm the disguise. I mean, that's a sick retake again. I mean, they only lose one player, like, on it, which was right at the start. This is, we're assuming it is going to be the pick of Yanto and co. We're all Brian. I mean, maybe there's going to be a side of Yari, like, kicking themselves a bit. Like, they were 5-0 up. They were seemingly cruising. Like, Aussie and Dima especially have just been really doing well this game. But they can't quite make this attack side work as well. Probably been playing this all along. Charity map. There's a healthy amount of copium, I guess. Gotta feel a bit bad for Dima there. He's just spraying. I don't think doesn't do a lick of damage. Then just gets headshot for a smoke anyway. It's got to be a bit tilted for Yari because they just keep dying through smokes now. But there's a minute left. They've not really been able to do much. Yanto gets a second. They haunt. Meloez just try to fight. Can't do it. 13-9. Alright, so that's map 1. Aussie Ace incoming next game, I mean. Yeah. I mean, it was a good map. It was really close. 6-all literally at the half. And then just as soon as we got on to Yanto's defensive side, like, they just seemed really comfy. Harambe goat. Yeah. Interesting. But yeah, what was there anything else to realistically look at whilst we had time? I mean, I don't know if I can get the stream for the other game. Let me just check Discord. Is it on this one? It is. I got a stream, but I got a stream for our scrims. I don't want to show that. So I'm just double checking everything. Live feed links. Oh, I do have it. So I'll dip in for this one whilst we're waiting for this game to start. And we'll go from there. I think this one's still good. Nope, it's done. What's the score of the finish? Why is this one so much louder? Oh, we literally got the winning moment.
Defenders win. Flawless.
So Ruddy wins on Haven 13-8. Okay. What comps were they playing? Were they playing anything spicy or was it the usual? Oh, Vexed were actually doing the Viper comp and it didn't quite work out that well. Onion, Will, Stokesy. They're such like British names. Stokesy squad. All right, so they both have coaches because I think Yari timed out, but I don't think Yanto did at all. I could be wrong though. But yeah, I mean, what do we do? God, my like selection of videos on the side is weird. It's just like a mix of scrubs and old stuff. Yari lost map 1. I did, yeah. Maybe I can put that in chat. At least change it on Twitch. So give me a hot second. I'm just going to put Polaris Close Calls because I feel like the title is super long. It doesn't need to be. Yari will stomp this map now. I mean, it is bind, so we can actually sort of have a look a bit more on what maps these guys have been picking. Because I had these up earlier, but I closed the tab, annoyingly. So, no bind played at all for Yanto and Co. They'd played Lotus 4 times and won it. Really good attacking side, decent defensive side. Sunset is the third map, which is also something that we've not seen Yantos play. We've seen Lotus already from Yari. They lost it. Like, good wins, decent stuff. They played Sunset. They played Gecko Breach on Sunset, if we get to the third map. And then Bind, they were running like the Fnatic-ish comp, I suppose, with Decipher. I say ish because Fnatic moved away from it. I think it was only like Crew and Billy that played that comp now. At least that were like in like VCT champs and stuff like that. You know, a lot of the Chinese teams have played it, but I'd say anywhere particularly at the same level. Gecko Breach cooking, no cap. No, I agree. I think for Sunset, I'm a big advocate for Silver. I think the stuff that you could do on Silver on that map is like really good. And with the amount of Cypher that's going up in popularity on that map, there's some really nice shock darts that you can do to just break that really annoying B trip that pretty much is only breakable with guns if you peek out into it. Most teams run Cypher, so you just need Cypher for trips, yeah. I mean, you could obviously just do like a walk into B main, and I wonder if I could show it. Because I learned it, and I guess this is a good way to make sure that I know how to do it. Because this was I think it was a Team Liquid lineup that I saw, so sorry, Bacon. I mean, it gives us something to do. I don't think there's not really any cool tech I can think of on Bind. Not for initiators, because it's all Sky. Is this showing, by the way? I've not actually opened Valorant on stream through this kind of thing. The new Team Liquid has insane potential. Somebody's messaged me, so I'm terrified of what that is. Or did they? Or was it just me hovering over this accidentally? I learned some really cool stuff on Sova. Like yesterday? Has game started? I mean, I'll keep checking, but we'll hear when it does. I just want to see if I can do this shocked out on command. This is for my own sake, not for anybody else's. Because I have such a problem with like learning sober lineups and then getting into games and be like, I can't remember any of these. And so I just fluffed them up. Your mic is picking a weird sound up. It might be my PC starting to overheat.
My ult is ready.
So lineup is about here, I think. So about here, you basically get the corner of this on the bottom with that line. And then double bounce, 2 bars. There it goes. Boom, boom, zap. So it's a good one for breaking that trip without, like, you could do that shot down from there and then just move to mid and stuff like that. Like, it's really nice. And just in time. Wait, that's actually fine. It's so good. There's so much, like, if we go to Sunset as a third map, I'll show you everything I know on Sova. Also, actually, real quick, do people know about like the God drone that you can do? Oh, I went out of it. Shit. Yeah, the sound in the background is probably my PC fans like going, just straining.
Wherever they run, I will find them.
What's the streaming beverage of choice, Dr. Pepper? I picked it up from Greg's as there. I did have like a healthy Lucasade like drink in the fridge, but I was like, nah, I'll treat myself. Got a very dry throat today. I just want to see Phoenix on Sunset more. Yeah, I wonder if there's something that you could probably do with Blaze, I suppose. Yeah, whilst we're loading in, I'll show this. Bang bang. Go this way. I also need to stop Insights GG from recording everything that I do. We're still waiting for them to pick anyway, so that's fine. Yeah, this drone.
Deploying drone.
I think it's pretty sick. And then you can do like a really fast recon from here at the start of the round, which is like there, and then
Scanning ahead.
just get same in super quickly. You could do a shock dart from here, which I think is about there. And then this shock dart breaks the Cypher trip on our main. And there's loads of like little... Is that drone bannable? No, it was used in China Revolution series. So, I mean, it doesn't go out of bounds. It just goes off the top of there. I'm sure that if Riot wanted to, they could just get rid of that ledge.
That goes there.
Yeah, Cypher, China was doing it a lot.
Here. Yes, this should do. This goes here. That goes there.
Phoenix Sunset is good. I don't know if that pick. Yeah, I mean, especially when you could... It feels like Breach is the Phoenix of team play. So a lot of the Phoenix flashes that you can do, you can kind of like... jerry rig to work on Breach, and then you have the stunted stuff too. Alright, Skydog, a pretty high trip. Like an annoying one to deal with. Just have to respect it. Fight for that space. Molly, you got the Skydog and the TP going behind. Very typical, like, Fnatic-esque of just fight for that. But a good reset from the attackers of Yari to just all go B. Open side, there's no molly. I don't think there's any stars or smokes. So it means that there's a pretty open plan. The Viper is very low. I imagine that's Aussie still. Viscern tries to fight, just gets sprayed a load. Aussie has actually moved over to Sky. Oh, the flash is so perfectly timed for Fezes to just get that kill. Goes into hookah. Yanto doesn't go for that fight a bit more. It doesn't matter, they actually just annihilate everybody. That is a really nice retake. Like, I think especially because, what, it was 5v5, you plant the spike on B, which is a really hard site to retake on, and then you also have the first death, and you still manage to turn it around and win. That's really well played. And Toba's got 5 assists as well, because I think all of the heals.
1 second, peeps. I gotta visit the Astral to play some style. Here. Poison orb emitting. Poison's off.
Wait, did I miss a whiff? He did a me out there? Oh god, I'm gonna have to go back and watch it. I'm running all the way around. 2v4. You still have got Harambe on the B site. You'll miss all the shots you don't shoot.
30 seconds left.
I mean, with a shot, you're bound to hit some of them at least.
One enemy remaining. Spike down B.
I have retrieved the spike.
10 seconds left.
Vesis has been doing really well. Could somebody have the name Haribo in pro play? I think you're probably asking for it. Doesn't somebody else have like a name that's like a sweet or something? I'm pretty sure. Like a player that might be able to get like a sponsor. Yeah, Magnum, kinda. Harry Ho. I'm sure he'd love that like username. Especially because he's like from Yorkshire as well. So he'd say Ario. Did that trip just get nobody? Did they all just jump over it? Haribo would be a fire name. The Observer is called Haribo, but just with an E at the end. Brian. Yeah, I mean, I really should have just had the username of Brian. Because if I actually built that up and then was like, Brian isn't actually my name, I think it would be marvelous. There's too many Ryans. Like, there's literally like CS players with like called Ryan with 2 like N's at the end. No Bryans. And then you got like Shanks. Shanks is called Ryan, isn't he?
Spike down A.
Oh, how did that miss? I mean, they're both so low. He probably did like 145 damage to both of them. Rebrand into Brian, no cap. Well, it's like... I knew Yinsu like a year, and she was like, oh my god, I just realized something. I'm like, what? Just like, your last name isn't Central. I'm like, of course my last name isn't Central. Central... Like, last names from the UK come from, like, you know, Fletchers, because your ancestors used to make... like arrows, or smith, blacksmith, like from the town of Horton, like marshland. Your last name isn't Central. Yeah, it isn't. I think she thought that I was like Frankie Ward or Ian Chambers, like Ryan Central was like that. But I've also had like hotels booked for me that were like, sorry, we don't have Ryan Horton on our record. And I was like, how about Ryan Central? They're like, yep, you're here. Come along, Mr. Central. I'm like, for God's sake.
Toxins going up. Here.
You are Mr. Central.
30 seconds left.
I think the most egregious one I had is, you know, when there was like a craze, like maybe 5 or 6 years ago, where people would like Halloweenify their names on Twitter. So I did it for mine. I did it as, instead of Ryan Horton, I did it as Ryan Horrorton. And oh, I can't remember what it was. It was,
Don't sit down. We're not done yet.
yeah, it wasn't Ryan, it was Scary-Ann Horrorton. There was a hotel booked in that name too. I don't know how they, like, I can understand mixing up like Central as a last name, but how could you think that my actual name was Scary-Ann Horrorton? Oh yeah, it was definitely like a cringe time, I think, but it never really worked for anybody else.
Cage triggered.
Obscuring vision.
Anyway, this time it's not Yari having like the 4-0, 5-0 start, it's the other way around. So they have neural theft. Same setup on A. This one is happy to stay. That's a nice camera. I haven't seen that one used much. Like,
Soul blocking.
Careful, cage triggered. Slam, they found my wire.
you think a wall crawling agent is too goofy for Valorant? Probably. I think it just ended up breaking the game so much.
Last player standing.
What does this trip do for lamps? I mean, it stops you from being pushed.
Spike planted.
Mellowware's got Orbital Strike and still has Molly. Cosmetic stuns, baby. It's the way it seems to be at the moment. There's nothing more frustrating, though. Good camera put on the plant, too. Oh, he got tagged by the camera again. He didn't break it. Oh, Yanto, no. Mellowware's gonna die at least. Alright, at least Yari get off the board, but it did take the Orbital Strike, it did take the Neural Theft, and some hijinks in the middle, I think, to say the very least.
This goes here.
Oh shit, missed 2. Fezes has been farming, like... it just gets another 2. Like, they weren't even stood next to each other. He must have just gone... Dun-dun. Is he going to ace? It almost looked like Harambe was going to throw Fezes off there. Like, I thought the Satcher was going to throw off his aim and actually allow, like, an opening there for, I think, Ozzy to get the kill. I mean, I'd love to see it from his POV. Maybe he's, like, Fezes, if you get that as a clip, put it on Twitter. I think everybody wants to see what you just did then. He's 12-2 now. You don't see Astros doing that kind of stuff most days. Alright, trips are in a good spot. Not really fighting for lamps anymore. Great trip to catch Melloware. I mean, Vexed is just going for it. Is he going to ace now? Is everybody having a fucking pop at this now? He is about to ace. Alright. I don't even want to imagine what the Viper was trying to suggest there. Vexed had no kills. He was 0. Oh, no, sorry. I thought that was a 5. It was an 8. I'm stupid. He had 3 kills. I thought it said 5 and 1, but it was 8 and 1. I mean, yeah, it's no surprise that Yari is going to time out after 2 rounds like that. Melo's gotten caught by the trip almost every time. I think that was a different one, because they had one that was like here, and then one that was like... Maybe it was the one that's like across there. But that one, I think they had the one that was across there, and then like one for... across here? I don't know. It's always annoying to try and find out where the trips actually are on the minimap, because... not only does it just have the icon, but the icon is the opposite way around. Hey, Lion. Other matches, Chamber Mirror bind right now. Oh.
I'm out of stuff.
Yeah, we're on 8.0 for the close qualifiers. We're not on the tournament client. Old map pool, new changes, basically. The cameras have been really good on either side too, actually. Son gets one, Neural Theft's off the rip as well. Tubber's gonna jump through. Great, like, pressure. Like, not afraid to be aggressive and fight it. Is a 3 versus 3 now the Seekers has been used. But even at, like, the camera on the defense, again, gets another one, tags it, like, forces it back over towards B. Don't have the Viper wall over here. You don't actually have any smoke, so this should be a good plant. The satchels don't really do that much damage because they're on the attack. Great peek from Ozzy. Shame that he can't get the second one because he almost did. Melloware fully flashed. Ozzy is, sorry, Tob is super low health, but he's just on a really nice off angle. Hits a shot when he needs to. I mean, that was close for Yari. That maybe could have and should have been a second. Old Yari disqualified themselves over a silly round. Did they use, like, util they shouldn't have? Could be a very short series, short stream if it keeps going this way. Yeah, so that trip's the one that like goes across from there. And then it's just one across there. Yeah, this camera up here is really nice. Usually you have the one that's like on this corner or maybe even here or here. Holding his ground. No follow-up. Just a little bit of healing for this guy. Great flash. Still, like, they have to, like, close the distance. Allows Harambe a chance to skulk out. So a lot of utilities been used already for the attackers. They used a Skydog. Didn't really have much to show from it. Got the Cypher just watching that to see if they're going to push up. But, I mean, they did have the operator. The likelihood of somebody pushing this is pretty slim. But it's looking like the Astra might go in that direction. Especially if they jump for the teleporter, then the Cypher could just jump in afterwards. So, that could be a potential good bait. They are looking like they're about to duel. And actually, Fezes does catch Chinook. Spike still needs to be planted at this point, though. And the defenders... Toba's just going for it. Like, that wasn't off the back of anything. There was no, like, fake plan. He was just like, I'm going to flash and peek this. No, nobody else is ready, but I'm going. Yeah, don't specifically, like, call out a player. I don't mind people cheering degenerately for their team, and I don't even mind a little bit of smack talk to the other team, but don't like specifically call out players that are underperforming. Because even if like one of these players is your friend and it's all fine, it's banter, there'll be somebody that'll see you do it and then they'll start doing it, and then it gets like weird. We need to moderate stuff. No, I'll see that as a warning. Just people use their brains, because there's nothing worse than when like you have a joke with friends and they're like ribbing you on something, and then somebody that's sort of like not part of the friend group makes the same joke, and you're like, fuck are you?
Last player standing.
Oh, this is tough.
Not ready yet.
Trying to edit whilst watching. I mean, it's fine. Like, nobody said anything that's like super egregious. But like when you're 9-1 down and you have like 3 players at least on 3 kills and 10 deaths, like it sucks, and it might feel like it's their fault, but it's could be a multitude of reasons. So Dima gets a kill, gets traded by Fezes. Quick smoke down now. Whilst the Viper Wall is on charge, Cypher still got all of that utility over on A. Really hard to break through. I identify as a fat soccer uncle in this scenario, but at least I'm not flaming anyone. What do you mean by fat soccer uncle? Like, I can't quite work out what that's a metaphor for, realistically. Oh, yep, you're not good. So it's like, in fact, I'm not going to go into lamps. He still manages to get one.
Spike down A.
Just as people full clumping on him. Alright, 3v3. There's an Astra ult. The Astra has gone through TP. Camera has spotted them. Doesn't get the tag on them, but sees that it's the Astra. Annoying trip for Toba to deal with. Tries to go into lamps. Good fight. Not only if Toba got the kill, it'd be fine. He's got 3. Can he get half at this point? Melloware. Can't hear if it's been tapped or not. They both eventually get him. Okay, so that's 10-1. Oh, right. I see what you mean. Just...
Last round before the switch.
Wow, very close game. The first map was. First half of the first map. I mean, at this point, especially like, we're saying that Yari's like the team that have been together the longest and they've been practicing a month. Like, this is not, like, especially on Bind. Like, Bind is such a momentum swing map that if Yari are a little bit, like, annoyed at how the first map went and then this map starts to just spiral out of control. I come from a team that their last game of the 2023 season was a 13-2 loss on Bind for this exact reason. Like, it just spirals out of control. And it doesn't matter how coordinated you are on this map if the other team is just winning clutches and winning duels. Yeah, I need Fnatic mini timeout, yeah. It literally could just be as well, like, defense, everything works out so much better. But for me, like, you've got every player just hitting shots on Yanto and Co. Like, everybody looks confident. Everybody's playing off each other nicely. We used that timeout already. Yeah, I figured. But, like, it wasn't the mini timeout for against Loud. It wasn't even a timeout. It was between the two halves. Because he had 3 minutes to talk then. This is Polaris summed up, though. Ranked players win it all. I mean, not surprising that the UK and Nordic region might have issues with tilt. Might, like, have it just become mentally unstable. Like, it's like that was easily could have been around for Yari to win, but just nothing is going their way. Like, you gotta feel bad, I guess, to an extent, but it's also just like sometimes this just happens. Like, I think the problem with Bind, especially if you're a team that pick it, is just, I think if that map backfires, it can feel horrendous to pull it back. But if you lose the pistol, you lose the bonus. Lower bracket run, all good. Yeah, I mean, people at least get to see what Yanto and Co are playing on this map, like comp-wise. I mean, at this point, I feel it's like Faces is going to be on Astra everywhere. Oh wait, like if this game ends early, I might be able to play Valorant at 7. I'm gonna I'll do it in a second. Wait, is it premiere today? It isn't. Okay, so you've got the 2 floor trips. So these are just kill trips. Yari hoping to get something. I think this is like a crew setup as well. Like having the Cypher stuff on B. Having the camera spot stuff and then being able to jump through the TP behind them. Losing Chinook is pretty, like... I don't know if the trip's connected onto anybody or if they knew it existed. Alright, Waking gets one. Melloware gets one. The Trades are pretty much instant. 3 versus 2. Yari is still trying to fight this. It's just Malware backside. 1 versus 2. He's got a nade shoved in his face. He's just been dinked. He got dinked again by Harambe. 12-1.
Match point.
I mean, it's a hell of a message to send, right? Because you go into this series and you play teams with a higher seeding, right? So, like, really good, like, momentum to go with, I think.
Right there.
Viscern, big schlong, biggest in lobby, maybe. He's a Cypher player, like, that's normal. And to be clear, I'm not a Cypher player, so I'm not having this discussion on the watch party. I was going to say, what role or agent is most likely going to have a micro penis? Like, role on a team. That's where my brain instantly went. I'm going to say duelist. Yeah, I mean, I don't know why I made that, like... I was like, what kind of role on the team is, like, the big dick player?
Here.
Initiates have to have the fattest chins. Good lord. I'm effectively, like, ruining winning moment clips for Polaris. I mean, that's a statement. Really, really good win. Not only on a map, but series. You know, like, we were talking about sort of, like, both teams, like, I didn't have any experience or knowledge, not only of the teams, but of the players themselves either. But when you have, like, Yari, like, they're the team that have played together a little bit longer, they've got good coordination, they've been looking good, and then Yanto and Ko are just, like, 4 duelists put in. And, like, at this point where we were talking about it, what, they were 5-0 down on Lotus, and then just that changeover. 400 ACS on an Astra. On an Astra on Bind. Blinded, thank you very much for the sub. Cheers, Nell. You can watch the second match if you want. Yeah, I figured. I might head off at 7, I don't know. I mean, I'm happy to watch it. I don't mind just jumping in for this one. Yeah, big thanks to Haribo, or Harry Ho as they're now being called.
Satchel out.
Yeah, and so, yeah, GG's everybody. It was a good series. Like, the first map was really good, really close. Yanto, did you guys look much at what Yari were doing on Bind? Because I know that Yari had played it and picked it through open qualifiers, but I didn't know if you like looked at what they were doing at all, or just because you seemed very like prepped for everything that they were doing.
Last player standing.
Just played our game. I mean, that's the way to go. Played well as a team. Yeah, I mean, you had 2 back-to-back aces, right? I think everybody felt that they were doing good shots. Trips were landing. The Cypher camera on A was pretty much staying up and not being taken out. I mean, also, there was just a lot of rounds that like were really close, and maybe Yari should have won, but just individual moments, unluckiness. You know, the usual. Fez is too good. Yeah. I mean, like, it always feels like Bind is that kind of map of just, if it spirals out of control, it's really hard to, like, pull it back. So sometimes it is just kind of like a GG go next. Aaron Genesis, the way that you've worded it has made me confused. But this is, yeah, qualify for the main event. That is the Challenger Circuit. But I could be wrong. Bodok is here. Ask him. He is now paid to deal with the people that complained like him last year.
Spike planted.
I wonder if Bodok's ever had those moments yet. That's like, oh god, is this what I was like? Such is the way of like starting to do work for a TO.
Last player standing. One enemy remaining.
Who do we think is the first fun on this map? I imagine losing 13-1 isn't fun. But I think realistically, if Yari want to make... And they could definitely, like, qualify for Polaris as top 2 still. I think it's just kind of like, alright, like, VOD review what we can, see what we can do better for next time, go from there. Because it is also their pick, right? So I don't think you want to, like, panic about it too much and then start picking other maps. I think you still want to commit to the bind, but you just have to have a better hold, I think, if everything starts to go wrong. But that's just like my POV. I'm like not on the team. I don't know the vibes. Good thing for Yari though is that luckily you're playing in tier 2 and not tier 1, because you'd be 112 done with the season already after that series. The main event is challenges though. Unless are you talking like about like Ascension really? Like I don't know if that's because like I haven't really looked into the format of Polaris because I just like assumed it would be the same as the last 2 years. So that might be on me. So I don't want to say for certain. How are we feeling about the VCT changes? Yeah, I don't know. I think there needs to be more games than like 12 minimum. But how do you do that realistically without having the top teams? Like, you can only have the worst teams play more by having LCQ. Like, I think that's all you really need to do to an extent. It's like, have 2 splits, have an LCQ, so there's a bit more of a break for the teams and the players that actually make it. So you don't have Fnatic playing consistently, like... But I think playing minimum 12 to 13 games a year, even if it's a little bit better than it was last year for teams like DFM, I think is still, like, not enough. Like, I understand Riot's perspective on wanting to promote more the international tournaments, but what's the point in doing any of this if you're not going to show and do more for the international leagues themselves? I guess you are going to get more and more games naturally when the leagues go up to 14 teams instead of 11. But how can you possibly get people to care for the teams involved in the scene and then buy skins or stickers to celebrate those teams if you only get to watch them 13 times in a year? I don't think it's easy. I don't envy Leo's job at all, especially when he has to be like the mouthpiece of decisions that aren't popular. But if there's anything I know about Riot, and I'm not trying to chill out too much here, but I think Riot are typically pretty good at fixing the changes that they can fix. So the blowback that Leo's had about this particular topic, I feel like there is going to be a positive response for this in the future in some sense. Nice from Luca. I don't know who picked this map, though, is the problem.
Last player standing.
1 versus 3 with a judge. Guess I'll change the title. Vex picked the map? Okay. Just make sure that I get the names right. Ba ba ba, Viola. This is ready. Misunderstood some things? Yeah, that's fine. I understand. And from 6-0 to getting absolutely destroyed. So Ruddy picked Haven and they won on Haven. So the two teams that picked Bind had it backfire for them pretty massively.
Spike down A.
Alright, good shots. Rain just empty. It is a Friday night, to be fair. Oh, actually, we have some Omen on Bind. It's going to pick up the spike, but you're not really... Like, you still have to get past the tour de force. Like, it should be a dead giveaway now for Vex that it's going to be a B hit, and they're in a good position to deal with this. It's a nice off angle as well for Luca to be on. Gets a good peek. The slow also is good too. Lou's trying to get this fight and trying to get this kill, and they do it. Nice thrifty. Like, really good, like, sheriff shots from King Haz and Lou there. And then Luca just does the ultimate, so I can just farm away. Brain done. Fort's empty. I'm going to use this as a chance to look at other games going on at the moment. And not the other games going on, like these two teams, what maps they've been picking. So Vexed 5-2 total, that's from Beacon. 2-0, they lost on Haven against Freebird. Played Split, lost on Ascent against Unjobbed. Played Breeze. Actually played like a lot of the maps. The only map they haven't played. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. No, they played all 7 maps in the qualifiers Vexed have. I mean, that's pretty good going. And then Ruddy played all of the maps other than Sunset. 3-0 on Haven. 2 losses on Bind, actually. Good fights. They know that there's one still in this cubby corner. Brimstone can't help either. Actually, they've both kind of let each other go, but Will just manages to sneak by just in time. Deck is on a... Oh, he was on a really good position, but they decided to move. I was going to say, like, I think they wanted to be on a really nice, like, off angle there to catch him by surprise. I think they just were like, no, this doesn't make sense for me to do. I'm backing out. And then just as that happened, they peaked. So King has really nice 1 versus 2. But I think maybe Ruddy going to be kicking themselves a little bit there of like, oh, that's unfortunate timing. Unlucky. It doesn't help that you have like Ruddy players and then Rudy on Vexed team. Like unlucky, I guess. Little bit confusing. What was the streams for this game anyway? It was Kairos, wasn't it? Cairo. I keep calling Kairos. I don't know why. Oops. Because I'll watch the rest of this map, and no matter what, I'll send you his way for map 3. And I'll just catch the rest of the VOD tomorrow. But there's a bit of a fight back now from Vexed, right? What was it? 7-5 at the half? And 10-5, and now there's a bit of a comeback. There's still no buy for Ruddy. Half armor, a lot of it. But overall, pretty good. So we have the close qualifiers this week, and then in 2 weeks, we have the close qualifiers for Game Changers, which we'll be participating in. I don't know if there's going to be streams for the open qualifiers. Hopefully, it'd be nice to watch some of those games if I can, but probably wouldn't say it's likely. I don't think other teams would want to see me watching their games, but you never know. Do some general support of the scene. Emotional support, Ryan. Yeah, and then we've got well, China's actually the VCT region that starts the latest. That's the 22nd, I think. I think Pacific starts on the 17th, and then China's on the 22nd. And then like EMEA is 20th, I think.
30 seconds left.
America starts first, but I'm less bothered about that. Showstopper misses. Fully flash. Paranoia comes in too.
Down A.
Dex actually pushed it all the way up and got a nice kill onto King has. Lukey's still here. Force back with a snake bite. There's a Seekers. It's a 2 versus 3, and this is a really like awkward post plan to have now. Because they've gone to try and flush out the raise that was in showers, but they've moved across. And then they're just sort of getting wall banged and sprayed. Flash is there. Smile as an operator. And Vex just do a really good job of not letting that get out of hand. A really good movement from the race, actually, from Lukey to just play in showers and then rotate all the way around. Doesn't kind of get caught napping. It's all been very well played. Also, all of this is from like an eco, right? That Ruddy won the pistol and then the bonus afterwards. And then they lost for 50. And then since that, it's been like a big comeback. That's pretty much since we tuned in, actually. We behind in the VOD? No, we're alive. We can't skip time again. What date is it? I can't believe we're like pretty much 3 weeks into the year already. It's gone by very quickly. Yeah, I'll have to double check which of the games I'm doing tomorrow. I don't know if Burdock's got me covered for that yet, or whether it's just a general ask. Oh, people are playing Valorant tonight? Yeah, there's no... I've been waiting for something since the start of the year. It still hasn't arrived. I've had the same. I got a new, like, back support thing specifically for the, what are these chests called? Herman Miller, like, model I have. I got it, like, the 15th of December, and I've just heard nothing about it. They're like, it's still needs to be shipped out. And it's like, when? Is this going to take 3 months? Like, how's it going to come next week? Like, can you, like, give me something to work with time-wise? I think what makes it worse is it's such a just small thing as well. But also, I'm just hyper focusing on the fact that, like, I'd be so much comfier if I had, like, that back pad thing. You were meant to pick up a package today and you forgot to. I mean, that happens. I was meant to pick up some medication today, but I can just do it tomorrow. Just came. Could you maybe in short explain what this tournament match is for? I could do it in 5 seconds. I'm not technically started yet. There's 2 spots to qualify for Polaris. This is a closed qualifier where 6 teams are going to play out for the spots. So it's the UK and Nordic, like, Challenger League. And this is just an open qualifier to a closed qualifier on who's getting us 2 spots. That's the TLDR. So we're doing some Polaris watching. We were watching... forgotten it. I'm mixing all of the team names up again. We watched Yanto and Co. play just before. They played up against Yari Esports, and it was a pretty dominant 2-0 win. And then this is Vexed versus Ruddy. And Ruddy are 1-0 up. They're the team on defense now, so they're losing. Oh, sorry, the team attacking, sorry. So they're 11-9 up. In 2 more rounds, they've won this series, and they'll play up against Formulation Gaming tomorrow. If they lose, we go to Sunset, I think. Don't know, though.
Gun here. 10 seconds left.
We're here because we're the best. Don't any of you forget that.
You're waiting on a car, yeah, that's a big thing. And I mean, it depends where you are in the world. Like, if you live in a village or whether you live in the center of a town or a city. Like, a lot of places, if you don't have a car, you can't go anywhere, realistically. So, I guess it sort of depends on that. It's a P10. I don't know if this is a tech pause. More likely a tech pause, I'd say. Unless this is like a 2 timeouts in 1/2 thing, which I think still doesn't work properly. My screen has gone off. There we go. You live in a big city, but public transport here is really bad. I think, yeah, public transport everywhere seems to be really bad. Like, especially Bristol, it's just a nightmare. Yeah, I don't think people like. I think people are just having a PoE night because Josh is sick and I guess Miska's socializing. So no trash can esports. Honestly, I'm kind of happy with that. To be fair. Is there anything I want to... I want to try and see if I can replicate that camera, actually. If we have a tech timeout, I want to see how that works, because it is a good cam. Wait, what's happening here? Yeah, so it's a tech pause, so they can't talk. Relaxing time is important. We've just been playing so much, but the games have been so hard. Like, I'll have to find like my is it tracker.gg? This is me. Like, I'm just Diamond 1 at the moment, but these like games have been so hard recently. Like, I think so many of like this guy was pretty good. And then it's like Ascendant 2, or we had Immortal 2's. One of these games we just got absolutely ass blasted. I think it was this one. I don't remember. Right, yesterday. Oh, not yesterday. Wednesday we had some good games. But I'm also just losing my mind because I don't like playing Sky. I'm like, why am I doing that to myself?
My ultimate is ready.
Just nerf Duba. I mean, we've now got to the point where Duba just... He still carries, but not carries as much as he used to. So everybody has to kind of like do their... Is that literally just it? I thought it'd be a lot harder to hit, but I might be just... I mean, that's a greasy cam if I've ever seen one. Hello. Oh, we're back, just as I checked it.
I've got your trail.
Alright, Seekers is used off the rips. Good information gained by Onion, at least. Nade actually just get ready too. Orbital strike. They managed to get out of it. Don't think anybody takes any damage at that point either. Just murder everybody easy. They've even got the Viper's Pit to use afterwards as well. So, big ultimates dedicated to, but it's still like decent for Vexed at this point. They lose glue. Anybody else in like good post plant positions? King Has wants to try and fight Stokesy a bit more. Doesn't really come out with much, but it's just trying to spray across. Again, can't do much. Alright, good kill. They've had to drop the operator, now they're just spraying for this, literally just spraying and praying that they hope that they catch on to like the Viper or anybody else at this point. They do get Onion, they do get Dex, so now there's so little time on the clock now. King Has is super low HP, but there's just not enough time. That's such a shame, like it's such a good retake that actually comes in on the defense. Like, against all odds. I think it was like, what, a 3v5?
Match point.
And it comes down to the wire and they just lose to time. Like, if King has loses that fight against Stokesy in showers, it could be a very different round. Or more even then, like, wins it, but, like, wins it faster, I guess. Like, in that first engagement that they had, then he peaks. Nice kill from Luca with the ult. TP's out. Onion has the showstopper. You lose the Viper, so you lose that kind of pressure towards A. Close Omen smokes, actually. Brave, I mean... Lou just gets a good kill there. I don't like these smokes on attack. I mean, I think they're literally helping the defense more than anything. And then just accidentally peeks into 2. Like, it just allows the defenders to just get in. Like, if you're trying to go for the plant here, like, you smoke this off, people could just peek out. Like, I think the only time you do that smoke is if you're on a lower buy and you're up against, like, bigger guns.
You want to play? Let's play.
Flash didn't actually get anything on long, but I mean, Rodier giving away their position, quite happy to. Skydog should... Did they not see the trap? Is that something that the Sky didn't call, or just didn't see? They got it anyway. Still very patient. 12-11. Nobody is pushed up on towards A. Dex already sort of used the whole wall, but there's no follow-up. Rudy is actually just playing in lamps with a judge anyway. This is going to be hard, I think, for Ruddy. A hard defensive setup to break. And they're sort of sitting, waiting around, hoping that maybe somebody will push them. But like, Vexed are giving them absolutely nothing here. Only thing you've realistically done so far as an attacker is break the trademark. Over on like B Hookah. Everything else is just a little bit rough. Step by's good. Forces Rudy back. Brim nade. Which nades everywhere. 12 seconds left. Rudy actually does get one with a judge. Traded. Showstopper used on defense. Didn't actually get anything. It was aimed towards like bench and it just catches nothing. Oh, I thought this was like a small margin, really, I think, for Ruddy to actually make this work. But now they have the advantage, too. Flash, and then trying to get the op on the angle, but not quite worked. Onion, I think he made that harder for himself than he needed to. But the plant's really rough. The Seekers is good. They're peeking one at a time, which isn't good. That's crazy from Luca. Holy shit. I've never seen a more composed 1 versus 3, I think it was. Like, that was unbelievable from Luca. That felt a little bit of a howler on how Ruddy treated that. Like, the Seekers, they go to try and peek. Like, Stuxy first at the Seekers. Goes to peek, but I guess doesn't. Like, maybe he was just jump peeking it. But then... the attacking Viper, whichever it is, just goes for it and just isolates it. Like, that is a crazy clutch. I mean, we've got time to like rewatch it. I don't know if it was a 1 versus 3 or not, or if it was a 2v3. But like, the kill on the Viper was kill on the Ray, sorry, in showers was so important. Yeah, 2v2 at this point. The plant was put there in a panic. So Stokesy goes to kind of peek, but Luca was spraying the box anyway. That puts Stokesy off.
Enemy remaining.
Deck just goes for it, and then just taps the spike and gets out.
One enemy remaining.
I guess because like he was spraying the Seekers, because Stokely's half HP, just backs out.
Enemy remaining.
But Deck just goes for the full wide crouch swing. Crazy good. I don't know why Sky doesn't peek with it. I think just because like the Luca was spraying the box. And if the Sky on half health tries to peek straight off the Seekers, they're just going to get mowed down. Like, I think it was a little bit of, like... I don't think what Stokesy did was bad, necessarily. But I think that was just, like, a misalignment, I suppose. I don't even think it's miscommunication, because it's, like, a clutch moment, right? But it's also a sense of, like, if Stokesy peeks... and... Deg manages to peek with him at the same time. It doesn't matter if Stokesy dies because that should get traded. But like Luca is also just farming now. I think they're on 27 kills. Like a good margin ahead of everybody else. Because so far kill wise it's felt pretty balanced right from the kill, like the scoreboard. It's not like only Luca's like got 27 kills and everybody else is like, you know, 19, 18. Deck Judge Life, nice. Nice. After all this, it might be a fake comeback at this rate. That was a very clean defensive round for Ruddy. Yeah, 27 kills. The closest to them is 20 for Stokesy. And then 19, 19, 17, 15, 17, 15, 15, 13. So it is just like Luca running away with it a little. Only a little.
Blinded.
Oh, it got legged. He either got legged or wall banged through the wall. I think it was the latter. So already like a good portion of damage done onto Lou. I mean, if they Skydog, I don't know if they've used it already because we don't have the UI. But the Skydog could genuinely just kill Lou here. I mean, just any rogue spray. If he gets one, it'll be impressive. Nah, I can't quite do it. I mean, there were like 3 people there ready to fight. King Haas is walking up. Is he going anywhere else, realistically? Stokesy's 30 HP. Could have died to the nade there. Just trying to hold on as much as possible. I mean, literally just trying to run out. And it's opened the door for Luca, who's now on 29 kills. 30 kills.
Last player standing.
Oh, he got him! Oh, that was way too close. Just right in the middle of the smoke. Oh, close one. I mean, literally, that was just Luca just farming people. Just easy free kills at the start. I feel we're going to be in this one forever. If the rest of Vexed wake up, they could win so easily. It's a tricky map to really sort of nail down. Like, to fulfill, like, the roles and to pull people in the right kind of way. I think it's a hard map to just, like, have everybody individually perform on. Like, this is good defensive control again from Ruddy. Like, they have 4 showers. They're smoking the plant, which makes it really, really uncomfortable. Stuxy's pushed all the way in behind. Kind of oblivious. Maybe should have got the kill onto Lou there, but I don't think it matters at this point.
Down A.
Ruddy is 4 players looking at them. Gets traded anyway. Just a lot of defensive prowess right now. So yet again, we see match point for Ruddy. I do wonder how much chamber we are going to see, like, on bind across all of the different regions. Like, it's, like, good viewing, I suppose. Like, chamber being present in the game is good, I think. Watchability, but just not when it was, like, all the time, like it was not last year, even the year before. Luca gets 31. DP's out. It's baited marvelously for Lukey. Lukey's just not going to get checked. Very well played from Vexed. Lukey gets a second. I think we're going to another round of OT. 2v4. Oh, and Onion just can't quite get the position. They're just not all popping off. Yeah. But I mean, like, what I mean is, I think on this map, especially like on chamber opping, on defense or attack, like, it's so much easier to get stuff done, I think, than say a Sky or a Viper or a Brim, because there's so much work you have to do around the map. Oh, unlucky. Like, the only time that you're going to see a Viper popping off as much is if they're maybe getting like god tier lurks, or they're just doing like post plant magic stuff. But right now, I think both teams are like kind of canceling each other out quite nicely. It is just that like Luca is finding like great individual moments.
That works.
What the hell's that? But no, it seems to go overtime in pro play. Yeah, I mean, it does feel like a pretty good balanced map on either side. Like, it's not too strong attack or defense. I think it more depends if you plant the spike or not. I think that's where the like biggest shift happens. I'd say it's defensive sided unless the spike is planted, in which case it heavily leans to attackers. But again, that sort of depends on the two sides. I think B's harder to retake on. He's about average. I hope this game does wrap up even if we go to a third map, because I need the toilet. Been drinking a lot. Had big cups of tea. Drunk plenty of water. What is the best map in your opinion? In pro play? I don't know really.
30 seconds left.
I think I go through phases. I think Sunset's going to be really good to watch. Like when we actually see it properly in like VCT.
Spike planted.
Because I think Sunset is kind of like split in like a lot of comps and a lot of agents are viable. Nobody's really worked out how it is yet. Vex might be able to actually win this attacking side. Like, I like the way that Ascent plays out, but obviously the comp and stuff... Oh my god. Oh, he headshot it in? Oh, no. Oh my god, that would have been another absurd, like, chamber clutch.
Switching sides.
He's never using a Phantom again. That is, like, the worst case scenario for any Phantom player. Like, he literally wallbang killed the Sky. got the damage done. He got a headshot, TP'd away in time, and he still lost the clutch. I don't think I've seen a player be that unlucky, really. But I don't think I'm ever going to see and use the Phantom again. I don't think I'd ever play the Phantom again after that. It's a nice position for Lukey as well, just to check on top of that box. But it does mean, because he's watching there, nobody's really watching showers, and now 2 players are out. Like, Rudy's died. Lukey's managed to at least trade it. Oh, and the spike is just out. I got the spike. Managed to slip past. How impactful do you think the Outlaw will be in Pro? I'm not sure. I think it's... Oh, that Omen flash is great. 4v2. But Luke is still alive, so anything can happen. But I do think that the Outlaw is going to, like, be impact. Like, it's going to change a lot about how the game is played. But I don't think it's going to be, like, oppressive chamber meta kind of thing.
One enemy remaining.
But a gun like that, you kind of have to respect. And I think it is going to do its job well. Is he just sticking it? Really unlucky timing, actually. But well played for Ruddy to actually have it so when he gets about half, the smoke drops. I think that's more luck than anything. But that smoke couldn't have dropped at a better time, I think, for the attackers. Right, 15-15. We go to OT again. A Sky Flash again didn't catch the players that were pretty much on Fountain. So they get the gadget. I mean, this should be enough of a read of like, okay, if you're not skydogging long because you're worried about the chamber, if you go through hookah and you see the trap, that surely you can't peek this. Like, Boombot is good, yeah, because there has to be a giveaway that there's a chamber here still. And this is actually really nice as well from Ruddy of like, okay, they're like really testing this operator. They pretty much know what's up. We're actually going to be aggressive and take the space back because we expect that there's just going to be one here. All smokes used from the Brimstone. Gonna try and plant now. Satchel's gonna just keep trying to put him off. But it does go down just in time, so the Satchel does nothing. So no utility for Onion left. And 2 low players on the defense, health-wise. Luca gets 1, gets traded. Lukey trades that. 3v3. Touching the spite. Is there a flash? Looks like there's a flash. There is. Will does get the kill just around that corner. Scrappy, Smile. Can he win like hopefully win another 1v2 this time around? Nah. Gotta go right, get the fight. Vex get onto 16. I feel like it's just gonna keep going at this rate. I like losing my mind here. My bladder is going crazy. If this goes to another round of overtime, I'm going for it. I'm going to the toilet. Hey, Ryans. Bonsoir. Oh, they've got the finesse lineup. There's an onion guide. There is. It will go 40 rounds. Yeah. I mean, what is it? The longest game in Valorant was on Biden, wasn't it? Like the Navi... I've forgotten the name of the org. One of the Russian orgs. Like 2022, I think it was.
Trap destroyed.
I mean, like VCT is what I'm thinking.
One enemy remaining. Spike down B.
But I could be wrong. Maybe it's like thinking tier 1. Alright, this is looking like it's done though.
30 seconds left.
Oh my god, he is picking them off one by one. Lou just gets that final spray. Ugh. I mean, we got to a third map, which is the good news. I guess the bad news is that I'm not going to be... I will watch the third map, because I just want to, like, I guess, chill for a bit. But, I'll send you Kara's way, because he's been doing a main stream. I think he is, like, the GM of Vexed on his stream as well, so I think it's, like, a good thing to go with. Because we were meant to be watching and being the main watch party of the other game, which I did pretty quickly, so... this map always does this, like, cool and annoying watch, but it's always so long. Especially, like, EMEA. Like, I think the way that EMEA plays Bind is just very slow and defaulty, and it is kind of exhausting. At least in China, we got some cool stuff like ISO, but very infrequently. Or Double Duelist, which is a lot more fun. Maybe it's Chamber Meta too, feels a little bit, like, slow. But yeah, just because I'm doing, like, 2 best of 3s a day tomorrow and Sunday, I don't want to, like, overdo it today when there's other people doing the game. So I'll leave it there. Yeah, everybody else have a good evening. I'll see you all tomorrow. I think the games start at 3 p.m. CET, so 2 p.m. GMT, which is effectively however many hours from now. 7 a.m. like 19 hours from now. So I'll see you all soon. And hope you enjoyed, like, the series. It was good to be back and, like, watch that. So I'll send you Kara's way if you want to watch how this series ends, because I think it's going to be a good one, how close these last couple of maps have been. We can go do that. But yeah, have a good night. I'll see you tomorrow, 2 p.m. GMT. So see you then. Bye-bye.